Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Garrett2 here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Mi-6. The Mi-6, known by their NATO reporting name of Hook, is a Soviet/Russian heavy transport helicopter that was designed by the Mil Design Bureau. It was built in large numbers for both military and civil roles and used to be the largest helicopter in production until the Mi-26 was put into production in 1980. The Mi-6 resulted in a joint civil-military requirement for a very large vertical lift aircraft, which could be used to add mobility in military operations as well as assist in the exploration and development of the expansive central and eastern regions of the USSR. Flown for the first time on June 5, 1957, the Mi-6 was the first Soviet turboshaft-powered production helicopter. The Mi-6 was by far the world's largest helicopter when it was designed in 1954-56, with a maximum load capacity of 12,000 kilograms. It was also the world's fastest helicopter with a top speed of 300 kilometers per hour, or that equals about 190 miles per hour. In its early days, the Mi-6 set many world records, including one for sheer circuit speed at 340 kilometers per hour, or about 211 miles per hour. As of 2013, the Mi-6 still holds the FAI record for the fastest 5-ton lift over 1,000 kilometers, in which it flew 284 kilometers per hour in 1962. From 1959 to 1972, at least 500 units were built for various general transport, utility, firefighting, and flying crane duties. The last two subtypes not being fitted with the large fixed wings, which in other versions bear part of the lift and cruising flight and thus enabled higher speeds to be attained. The twin nose wheels and large low-pressure main wheels do not retract. Normally flown by a crew of 5 or more, the Mi-6 seats 65 armed troops and can alternatively carry 41 stretcher, patients, and 2 attendants, or a wide range of bulky loads including vehicles loaded through the rear clamshell doors. In exercises, fleets of these aircraft have airlifted many kinds of weapons, including the Frog-7 rockets on their PT-76 tracked chassis, as well as large radars and heavy artillery. All Soviet armored personnel carriers, armored cars, and light mechanized infantry combat vehicles can be carried. The CIS, Interstate Aviation Committee, canceled the Mi-6's type certificate in October 2002 after a crash of the RA-21074 in the Taimyr Peninsula, where there have also been reports that the wooden tail rotor blades have reached the end of their service life. So, yeah, this aircraft was retired back in 2002 and is currently not in service. It's basically been replaced by the Mi-26, which is very similar to this aircraft and a little bit larger, if you can believe that. This helicopter is absolutely massive. One of the biggest helicopters probably ever in the world, honestly. It's just extremely impressive, and it's like a plane that's designed to be a helicopter. That's basically how big this thing is. But before we go and take a look at it, I do want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go ahead and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work of my channel, or the work I do on my channel, and you earn that cool benefit of that vehicle request per month, so definitely feel free to check that out if you're interested. Again, links will always be in the video descriptions. With that though, let's go ahead and dive in here to take a look at the Mi-6 Hook. So man, where do we begin on this beast? I mean, we have the front of the aircraft up here, which has a glass nose here, almost like a bomber type design there. We then have the cockpit here for the crew, and you can just see just how massive this thing absolutely is. You have the giant engines up on top here, the turbine engines, and then going inside you have all the different windows here, hatches or doors on the side for the aircraft. I mean, you can just get a sheer size of just how big this thing is. You have the wings, which were designed to help produce lift for the helicopter, and we have obviously the Soviet star on the side of the aircraft. The back here, which these doors would be able to open up. I do not have that in the tutorial, however, but they would be able to open up in real life. And we have the tail, which leads to our tail rotor and all that. As you can see, just an absolutely massive behemoth of an aircraft. We have the Mi-28 here right next to it, and you can just see size comparison, a attack helicopter compared to this, And you can also see this in comparison to that of the B2. It's a massive aircraft, and will definitely make a impressive addition to any of your modern, or I would say any Cold War conflicts where you have the Soviet Union involved. Anyways, though, with that, we'll go ahead and move into our tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer, we'll be going ahead and starting off with layer number 3. A few quick things I want to mention here for this aircraft is, first, if you're going to be building this landed, you will need to make sure that you build this a certain height off the ground. Layer 3 here is obviously going to be a little bit higher up on the aircraft, and to make sure that we have this correct, you want to make sure that layer 3 here sits 2 blocks above the, or basically 2 full blocks of space between layer 3 and the ground level. So it should sit on that 3rd level above the ground level. So it's just like that. Make sure you take that into account. And that'll be for the landed version. If you're having this in flight, obviously that doesn't matter too much. The landing gear does stay the same. It doesn't move. It's pretty much fixed landing gear. So you will have the landing gear just the same. Just know that if you want to build this landed, this is where we're going to go ahead and start from. Anyways, though, from this point, I also want to mention is, if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on, half off. What this means is we're building the entire centerline of the helicopter on camera, and then we'll be doing the right side, and it'll be up to you guys to take the right side, copy it over to the left side. This aircraft is pretty much, for the most part, completely symmetrical, except for a few minor things, and we'll talk about those a little bit more in detail once we get to that point. However, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. So start with layer 3 here. We want to go ahead and begin with by placing down a row of gray concrete. And we're going to be using light gray concrete here. This is going to be a long row that's going to go all the way down the center of our aircraft. That's going to be a row 28. Toward the front of the aircraft here, we're going to place down 2 pistons, like so, upside down. If you do not have access to a debug stick, and if you're not on Java, we'll be going ahead and placing down 2 stone top slabs instead. So again, if you're on Java, 2 upside down pistons. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, 2 stone top slabs. After this right here, we're going to place down another stone top slab, a upside down stone stair, and then 2 iron trapdoors coming off that upside down stone stair, like so. Going to the back here, we're going to place down a row of 2 stone top slabs and an iron trapdoor, and that right there will make your center line there for the aircraft. At this point, moving to the sides, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 4 of stone top slabs, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to go ahead and take stone stairs, and we're going to place down a long row of stone stairs that's going to go all the way back almost completely to the end here. So this is going to be a row of upside down stone stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 stone upside down stairs back, 2 stone top slabs, and 2 iron trapdoors, like so. Our next row is going to go ahead and go to the sides here. We're going to go to this last stone top slab from the front here. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor at the side, and then 2 more back from that. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 stone top slabs back, then 2 iron trapdoors. Coming off this this stone top slab here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor at the side, then go forward. We have 1 already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 iron trapdoors forward. Once we get to that point complete, we're going to go ahead and go to our 3rd from last iron trapdoor, place a stone brick top slab. We're going to go ahead and skip 2 spaces and place down our stone brick top slab going forward. We're going to go ahead and then drop down from this stone brick slab here, or that top slab, to a stone brick slab, and then over here, we're going to go ahead and drop this one down to a stone brick slab, and it's going to go ahead and kind of move or shift diagonally toward this slab here. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down we're going to skip a space coming off this stone brick slab. So we're going to skip a space, place down a stone brick wall, and we want to go ahead and then place down a block of black coal. So we'll find our coal block right here. We're going to place down a block of coal here, and then a polished black stone stair to both sides of it, like so. And once we have that all done right there, that is going to basically do it for everything we have there for our first layer, layer number 3. Look at it from above, this is what we should have for the top-down view. You'll take what we did on the right side, copy it over to the left side, and this is what you should have. With that all done, that right there again is going to conclude layer 3. Let's move on down to layers 1 and 2. Alright guys, so going ahead and move into layers 1 through 2. For these layers to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go ahead and place down a end rod that will be coming down from the stone stair here. We're going to then go to this first light gray concrete block. We're going to place down a birchwood fence post that comes down, a stone brick top slab, and then to both sides a block of coal. On this block of coal, we're going to go ahead and place down this light gray banner design, which is a light gray banner with a black border and then the horizontal line for the center there of the banner. That will go on both sides of these blocks of coal to go ahead and make our wheels there. We then want to place down a lever on the second light gray concrete block. We're going to have this lever facing toward the back. We're going to skip a space and then place down an end rod coming down from this gray concrete block like so. After that's all done, we want to go ahead and then count back from this end rod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 blocks. And we're going to place down another end rod that comes down from the 14th one. After we have that done, we can go ahead and then delete these blocks. And we have basically those instruments there on the bottom complete. We're going to go then focus our attention here to our wheel. We're going to go ahead and drop down from these polished black stone stairs with blocks of concrete, or coal, sorry. And then a coal block here in the center, and then a polished black stone stair upside down to both sides of that coal block. In the center there, we want to go ahead and place down a andesite wall, like so, and then a stone brick block coming off of that, and then a stone brick top slab coming off the block like so. And we're also going to place down a stone brick top slab coming off the side here, going toward the front to connect up that diagonal line right there. After that is all done right there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layers 1 through 2. And with that, we'll be going ahead and move up to our next layer, layer number 4. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down 2 light gray concrete blocks on top of these 2 iron trapdoors. Then 1 gray concrete block going forward. A piston, that would be like this, facing downwards if you're on Java. And there, if you're on a different version, we'll place down a stone upside down stair instead. We then want to go and place down another brick top slab coming off this piston like so, or coming off the piston or upside down stair, whichever you chose for the front there. Moving to our rear center line, we're going to go ahead and go up from this iron trapdoor. We're going to place down a light gray concrete block, a second one back, and then a stone top slab. That right there will do it for our center line, and we'll go ahead and start working our way out to the sides now. We're going to place down a stone top slab coming off the side of that piston there. Then going back from it, we're going to place down a stone upside down stair. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 light gray concrete blocks going back. Coming out the last 2 blocks, we're going to place down 2 andesite walls, and then we're going to place down 2 light gray stained glass panes. After that, we're going to place down a fence gate here, coming off this glass pane, and open up to the side there, like so. Once we're done with that, we're going to go back from the walls here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 concrete blocks, and then 1 and 2 of our andesite walls. And then coming off the andesite walls, going forward, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 light gray stained glass panes. Back from the andesite wall, we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Gray concrete blocks back, a andesite wall, and then 2 light gray stained glass panes back, like that. On the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 light gray concrete blocks, and then a stone upside down stair, followed by a stone top slab. On the inside here, the stair and top slab, we're going to place down 2 gray concrete blocks on top of those iron trapdoors, and then a 3rd gray concrete block back, and then a stone top slab to go ahead and round off the back there. After that's all done, we then want to go ahead and place down a stone brick wall that's going to go up from this one here at an angle. So it's just going to go up like that at an angle like so. And we also want to go ahead and go to our 1, 2, 3, 4, our 5th gray concrete block from the end here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, our 5th one here. We're going to skip a space and place an iron trapdoor to the side. We then want to place down a row of 5 of stone top slabs going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an iron trapdoor on this end. And once we have that all done, you'll take the same thing, flip it over to the left side, and this right here is what you should have with layer 4 complete. After that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 5. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin with by going ahead and placing down a black stained glass block on top of this narrow brick slab here, followed by a second black stained glass block back, and then a black concrete block. Now the black concrete block here will be placed if you don't want to do an interior. If you are planning on doing an interior for your aircraft or your model here, then you can go ahead and disregard that black concrete and leave that space open. But since we're not doing an interior, we're just going to go ahead and place down the black concrete to close this area off and not just have a big giant void into the helicopter that you can look into. So that's why we're placing the black concrete right there as we are. And the same thing will be done for our side windows and our cockpit canopy there. We'll also experience basically the same thing, kind of blocking it off. Anyways, though, going to the back here, the only thing we need to do is go up from this stone top slab with a diagonal, basically concrete block. With that all the way, we have our center line done. We're going to go and work our way out to the sides. Going to the front, we're going to place down an air brick wall. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gray concrete blocks back. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3 andesite walls, and then a light gray stainless pane right here to the side. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves some item frames, and after those item frames, we're going to go ahead and then also grab ourselves some black stained glass panes. We're going to place down item frames on the side of these two blocks here, and then black stained glass panes in those item frames like that accordingly. After we have that done, we're going to then place down a end rod that'll be coming off this last andesite wall right here, and then coming off that to the side, we're going to place down a skeleton skull on the end of that end rod. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gray concrete blocks back, and we're going to go and follow this up with 1 and 2 andesite walls, and then 1, 2, 3 light gray stained glass panes. After that, going back again, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 gray concrete blocks back, 2 smooth stone, and then coming off the side of the smooth stone, we're going to place down a stone button on both sides of the second one. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 gray concrete back. Again, this will be 13. And then we're going to go and place down our smooth stone blocks again. So 1, 2, and then a stone button here on the second one, like that. After that's done, we're going to go then place down a andesite wall, and then 2 light gray stained glass panes. On the inside here of the glass panes and walls, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 concrete full blocks, and then 1 and 2 more that stick out toward the back here. We're going to then place down 2 light gray stained glass panes, and then on the inside here, those glass panes, we're going to place down 2 stone full blocks, and then lastly a stone top slab here coming off of it like that on the end there. After that's all done, going ahead and continuing on, we're going to go ahead and take our gray concrete, and we're just going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on top of those stone top slabs and iron trapdoors there to the side. We're going to then place down an andesite wall coming off the front and back. On the back section here, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull, and we also want to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull on the sides of the wall, like so. We're going to go then place down a light gray stained glass pane to both sides, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 andesite walls going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a light gray stained glass pane on both sides here, like so. And same thing will be done like we did on the back. We're going to place down a skeleton skull on both sides of this wall, but not one coming off the front there. And once we have that all done, that is going to conclude everything we have there for layer number 5. And with that, this is what it should look like for the top-down view once you take the right side and copy it over to the left side. With that all complete, that is going to wrap up that layer, and let's go ahead and move on to our next. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to start with, we're going to place down an air brick stair on top of this black stained glass block, and then a row 3 of black concrete behind that. Again, if you're going to go ahead and leave an interior, you can go ahead and disregard the black concrete. If you're not planning on doing an interior, then just go ahead and place down the black concrete. After that, that's it for our front center line. Moving to our back, we're just going to go ahead and go up from this gray concrete block, just up at an angle like that, and just place down a single one like so. With that all out of the way, we're going to go back up to our front and start working our way out to the sides. We're going to begin with placing down a skeleton skull on the side of this air brick stair, then a stone stair back, followed by 2 black stained glass blocks, and then a gray concrete block. We're going to go ahead and place down an andesite wall coming off the gray concrete block, as well as an air brick wall going forward, and then a black stained glass pane, like so. We're going to go then place down a gray concrete block going back from the andesite wall, with a birchwood fence gate coming off the side of it, and this will be opened up toward the outside, like so. We then want to place down 2 smooth stone blocks, like that, going back, with a tripwire hook on the side here of this first one. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 gray concrete back. Andesite walls come off the last 2 blocks, followed by a smooth stone block right here, and then 1 and 2 light gray stained glass panes going forward, like so, toward the front. Continuing on toward the back, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 light gray concrete, 2 smooth stone blocks like so. It's going to be a stone button on the side here of the second one, and then a tripwire hook on the first block like that. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 gray concrete, 2 smooth stone like this, smooth stone, and then a tripwire hook on the first one and button on the second one. On the inside here, we're going to place down a light gray concrete block, followed by a red concrete, then a light gray concrete, and red concrete. We're going to place down a red, or first off a andesite wall, and then a red nether brick wall on the side here, and then a light gray stained glass pane, and then a red stained glass pane like that for the first start there of that star on the side of the fuselage. We then want to place down 2 light gray concrete back, a andesite wall, and a light gray stained glass pane. On the inside here, we're going to place down 2 light gray concrete blocks, and then an andesite wall here in the corner. We're also going to go ahead and take an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame on the right side wall, like so. I'm going to place down a black concrete block in the item frame, and if you're on Java, we can go ahead and do the extra feature of placing a birchwood sign on the side there of the wall as well. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you will not be able to place a sign and item frame in the same block space. If that's the case, not a big deal. Just go ahead and place down the item frame and disregard the sign. With that all complete, we're going to go ahead and move to our sides here. We're going to go ahead and go up from this andesite wall with a stone brick wall. And we then want to go ahead and go to the top of our gray concrete. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stone slabs, and then another iron trapdoor, like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some birchwood fence posts and iron bars. We're going to place down a birchwood fence post on this first wall here, then an iron bar, and then we want to go and then go back to this last wall here and place down a fence post as well. And once we have that all done, that right there will basically conclude that. One thing I would also like to mention is at this point in time, you can also put the aircraft number on it. So this right here is using light gray banners with red numbering. I will not be covering how to do the numbers in this tutorial. However, there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube that do cover how to do numbers and stuff like that on banners in Minecraft. I'd recommend you look at one of those, and especially if you're building a couple of these in one area, it would be definitely beneficial to have basically multiple numbers to make it look a little bit more realistic. But yeah, this position-wise, we have a 2-digit number. You can go ahead and even go up to 3 if you wanted to. But this right here is going to go ahead and go to the 3rd stone block on the left side here, or the gray concrete block, I should say, on this very outside row. And we're going to go ahead and use the 3rd and 4th one to place down 39 here. This doesn't really indicate anything in particular. We just have 39 on the aircraft. You can obviously do a different number if you want to. Over here on the air side, it's going to be doing the same thing. So the 3rd one back, we're going to place down a 9 and the 3, so it reads 39 left to right, and 39 left to right. So that would be just done on both sides of the aircraft there, and all that. And that is all I want to cover there for layer 6. One thing I'm also going to go ahead and mention real quick is if you're on Java, we'll go ahead and use the /give @p Minecraft :debug, and there'll be _stick. So this command right here, pressing enter will give us this glowing stick, and we can actually go to our pistons down on the bottom of the aircraft here and right click our pistons and actually get rid of those sections up on top, or those wood sections. Kind of helps with the shaping there of the aircraft a little bit in the nose, and that's really all we're using those pistons for. But yeah, nice technique there. Just note that there is a little bit that do poke through on the interior. If that's the case, just know that if you do update the blocks on top of these pistons, they will revert back to their normal state, and you will have to re-debug them. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude layer 6, and with that, let's move on to layer number 7. Going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer 7. For layer 7 to begin with, we're going to go ahead and place down a lever that will be on top of this black concrete block right here for the nose. We're going to go then place down a nether brick slab going back, and then this right here can either be a stone stair if it's back toward this this back section here, or a piston. We'll go ahead and use the piston since we're on Java. After that, we're going to place down 2 gray concrete blocks, then 1, 2, 3, and 4 black concrete. Again, if you want to fill in the inside here and close that area off. If not, you can disregard the black concrete. That right there is going to do it for our front center line, and we'll move to the back. The back here, we're just going to go ahead and go up from this stone, or from this gray concrete block, with another one going up at an angle like that to continue to form that diagonal on the back there. With that all done, going back up to the front, we're going to start working our way out to the sides here. We're going to place down a light gray carpet on top of this black stained glass pane, and then a stone slab like that. After we have that done, we're going to go then place down a stone stair, a gray concrete block, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 black stained glass, and again 2 black concrete here if you want to close the inside off. After that, to the sides here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull on this andesite wall at a slight angle like so, then a stone slab back, a stone stair, and then another stone slab like so. On the side of the stone slab and stair, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 birchwood signs. After that, we're going to place down another light gray concrete block, right here a black stained glass block, and to the sides here, we're going to place down a light gray stained glass pane, then a stone slab on top of that stone smooth stone block, and then a birchwood sign on the side of that slab. We then want to place down a light gray concrete here, going back, and from this we're going to go ahead and then go out to the side with a, or actually my bad, it's going to be an andesite wall right here after that stone slab, and on the inside here a light gray carpet, or light gray concrete block. Then we're going to place down a black stained glass block, gray, or concrete, stained glass, concrete, stained glass, 2 concrete, a stained glass, and then our smooth stone right here, and a stone button. We're going to go ahead and place down our concrete, black stained glass, 2 gray concrete, 2 stained glass, or sorry, 1 stained glass, 2 concrete, 1 stained glass, 2 concrete, 1 stained glass, 2 concrete, and 1 stained glass with a smooth stone block and a stone button. Again, for the inside here of these glass blocks, we can go ahead and place down a black concrete block right behind them to go ahead and close them off so you can now look into the inside and just see that void. So we'll just kind of close them off like so. Continuing on the back here, we're going to place down a light gray concrete block here, then a red nether brick wall, and then 2 red stained glass panes that go back. We're going to go and then place down a row of 3 of red concrete behind those walls and glass panes. After that, we're going to place down 2 gray concrete blocks back, followed by 1 and 2 andesite walls, and then a light gray stained glass pane, a gray concrete block here, and then an andesite wall there in that corner space. Behind the andesite walls here, we're also going to place down 2 more gray concrete blocks to fill up any gaps and close that off from the outside. After that's done, going ahead and moving to our next section here, we have this area. This right here, to go ahead and expand upon this, we're going to place down a block that goes up from this stone brick wall. And we then want to go ahead and place down a block going forward. We're going to place down a skeleton skull on the side of this block, and then we can delete both these blocks here, and then we're going to place down a skeleton skull coming off the back of that skeleton skull. So we create something that looks like that there with our skeleton skulls on both sides. We then want to place down a birchwood fence post on top of the slab, so kind of corresponding with these fence posts on the outer sides. It's going to kind of go at a slanted angle like that on top of those slabs. And we want to go and then go to the center slab here and place down an iron bar that goes up. So it's going to kind of show the iron bars going at a little bit of an angle there on the side. And with that all done, just double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything appears to be good to go. We have our buttons on our doors, and everything like that does appear to be good to go. So with that all out of the way, that is going to be it for layer 7. Here's an overview of what it looks like from the top-down view. Up here in the front, you can also go ahead and now take your piston and right-click it to go ahead and remove that top portion. But anyways, that right there is going to conclude layer 7. Let's move on to layer number 8. Moving into our next layer, we have layer 8. For layer 8, to get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go to this second concrete block here. For our starting line, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on top of it, 3 black stained glass blocks back, and then again a black concrete block here on the end, if you want to close that area off from the outside. After that's done, go ahead and move into our tail here. We're going to go ahead and place down a gray concrete block that's going to go up at an angle from this one from the previous layer. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a stone top slab coming off it and 2 iron trapdoors back. We're going to go ahead and also skip a space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. And then on your 12th block back, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick upside down stair like so. You can go ahead and then delete these blocks, as you will not need them anymore for the rest of the tutorial. With that all done, we're going to go ahead and then go back up to the front and work our way out to the sides. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 black stained glass blocks right here next to that row, and then a black concrete block there on the end again if you're not doing that, not doing an interior. We're going to go then place down a light gray stained glass painted on the side, black stained glass block, light gray concrete, and then another black stained glass block. We're also going to place down an iron trapdoor to the side of this block, and using a debug stick, we'll go ahead and left click until we get to selected open false, right click it to open to true. If you're on a different version that does not have a debug stick, you can go ahead and very simply use the birchwood trapdoors in this situation as well. Those will work just as fine. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a black stained glass pane coming off the side of this black concrete block, and then going ahead and going back from this black stained glass pane, or full block, we're going to place down 4 gray concrete blocks back. We're going to go then place down 2 light gray stained glass panes and then 2 andesite walls. After this, taking our light gray concrete, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 blocks back. Double check my count here, and it is going to be 21 blocks in total. We then want to place down a red concrete block, and then after that, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 red nether brick walls and 2 red stained glass panes going back. On the inside here of those walls and glass panes, we're going to place down 4 red concrete blocks. We then want to place down 2 gray concrete blocks back, an andesite wall, and then 2 light gray stained glass panes back. On the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 light gray concrete blocks, then a stone upside down stair like so, and then a iron trapdoor coming off that stone upside down stair. After that is done, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves stone brick walls. We're going to place down a stone brick wall on top of this skeleton skull here. We're going to go and then place down a fence post, birchwood fence post coming off this block here, and also this fence post. So it's going to kind of just be a straight line that goes diagonal and connects up to the aircraft. Then our iron bars here, we're just going to place down an iron bar on top of this one, like so. And once we have that done, I'm going to go ahead and double check to make sure I'm not missing anything on the sides here. And everything does actually appear to be good to go. So with that, that is going to conclude everything we have there for layer 8. Again, we'll take a look at the top-down view, and this is what we should have so far with layer 8 complete. With that all done, we'll move on to our next layer, layer number 9. Before we go and move into layer 9, one thing also I want to add on to layer 8 is going to be the addition of the banners here in the front that help kind of shape our cockpit and kind of detail it a little bit more. These are going to be made pretty simply, just using 2 black banners and 2 light gray dye. We're going to place down a loom, go into our loom, place our black banners and our light gray dye. First banner, we're going to do a line vertically on the left side for our light gray dye, and the other banner is going to be a vertical line on the right side. And you'll get 2 banners that look like this. These banners will be placed on these forward black stained glass blocks with the gray facing toward the middle, like that. And that'll just again help shape our cockpit and kind of show the frame around the glass canopy. Anyways though, that right there is now going to conclude layer 8. Let's move on to layer number 9. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 9. For layer 9 to begin with, we're going to place down a stone stair that will go on top of this black stained glass block right there. After we have that all done, we want to go ahead and place down a piston. That'll be back from or going behind this. If you're on a different version, you can use a stone slab. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 of our gray concrete back, and that right there is going to make our center line. In addition to this, we are going to go ahead and place down a barrier block that's going to come off of this stone block. So it's going to be a space of 1. So we have a barrier block right there, and we're going to have a stone button coming off the side of the barrier block facing toward that stone stair. In addition, one thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and also throw on the addition of a iron bar that's going to be going on top of this stone stair over here to the right side. That should have been done in the previous layer, but I totally forgot about it. And also a stone button on the side of this block here. This is not going to be translated over to the other side. This is going to be an asymmetrical bit with this section here. Anyways, that right there is it for that, and we're going to go ahead and continue to work our way back. So that right there is it for the front center line. Moving to the back, we're going to go and start off by going to these iron trap doors here. We're going to place down a gray concrete block on top of the first one there, then followed by a second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth block back. On Java, we're going to place down a row of upside down pistons, like so. If you're on a different version, we'll place down 4 stone top slabs instead. Anyways, after those pistons or top slabs, we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 more stone top slabs, a stone brick upside down stair like so, an end rod, and then a iron trapdoor like that on the end there. And that will basically finish off that rear center line. For this point, we're going to now move our way out to the sides. We're going to begin with by placing down a daylight detector, turn this to night mode on both sides of this stone stair, a nether brick slab back, and then a nether piston, followed by 1, 2, and 3 light gray concrete. We're going to place down a daylight detector to the side here, turn this to night mode, followed by a stone slab, then a stone stair, and then 1 and 2 light gray concrete, followed by a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So total of 8 back. We're going to take our light gray stained glass panes, place down 1, 2, 3. This will be coming off the 3rd, 4th, and 5th blocks, and then 1, 2, 3 stone stairs on the remaining 3. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 of these gray concrete blocks back, like so. And then we're going to place down a red nether brick wall, red concrete block behind it, and then 2 light gray stained glass panes coming off the red nether brick wall, and 2 gray concrete blocks on the inside. We're going to go ahead and then place down an additional 2 more, so you have a total of 4. Then a row of 1, 2, 3, or sorry, just 2 andesite walls, and then 2 light gray stained glass panes. On the inside here of those blocks, we're going to place down 4 of our light gray concrete, and then 2 more that go back like so. We then want to take our stone stairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 stone upside down stairs, and then 1, 2, and 3 stone top slabs like that going back. At this point in the tutorial, we can also go up to the front here, and we can go ahead and take our debug stick for us Java players and go ahead and right-click those pistons to go ahead and reset them like so. So they'll sit just like that, and that's how it'll look around the front there like so. After that though, going ahead and continue out of this section, we're going to place down a birchwood fence post on top of this one right here. And we then want to go ahead and place down an iron bar that will be basically going up, or right here in this section. So it's going to kind of go to this section right here. From that, we're going to then place down a stone block that goes back. And after that stone block, we're going to place down 1 and 2 stone top slabs, and then a stone slab like so. After that stone slab, we're going to place down a daylight detector and turn that to night mode. We're going to then take our polished black stone slabs. We're going to place down 1 and 2, then top slabs, then one half slab, and then a daylight detector like that. We're going to do the same row again out to the side here, like so. And then we just want to do 2 top slabs and a half slab, 2 top slabs and a half slab like that. For our polished black stone, we're going to switch back to stone, and we're going to do the same row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more times. So again, that's going to be 8 more times out to the side here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then after that, we then want to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows of 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at this point, we're going to place down a top slab here in the front, then a stone upside down stair like so. And then after that, we want to go ahead and then place down a row of 2 of stone top slabs there on the end. Now at this point, we're going to then drop down from the end rod, or from the stair. We're going to place down an end rod that goes down like so. And then we're going to place down a barrier block that comes off of this, and it's actually going to be a diagonal, basically row of 4. So we have our first barrier block, and then we're going to go ahead and go diagonal 4 barrier blocks like so. We're going to place down stone buttons on the side of the first one here, and then on top of the next 3. So it should look like that. Then once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and go up from the row of 4, and then we're going to go ahead and do a row of 6 going diagonally. Or, sorry, actually a row of 7. So we're going to go ahead and go up from this. We're going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of these barrier blocks going diagonal, like so. We're going to go ahead and take our stone buttons, and we're going to place down stone buttons on this one. So our first 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to then place down a stone button that's going to wrap around the side of the third one. So it's just going to be around this side as well. So basically, if we remove our barrier block, we should get something that looks just like this here for the cabling on the side. So let me go ahead and just remove that from my toolbar, and we'll see her disappear, and basically we'll have something that looks like that there for our cabling, like that going forward. And after that, just double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything. One thing we're going to add here is a skeleton skull on the side of this gray concrete block. And other than that, I think everything else is good to go. Just double checking, and everything does appear to be good. So with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, which will be layer number 10. And moving up to our next layer, we have layer number 10. For layer 10 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go to our top of our stone stair here. We're going to place down a birchwood fence post, and then a iron bar coming off like that toward the front. And that right there will basically make our front there. We're going to go back to our third and fourth gray concrete blocks from the previous layer. We're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors on top of them, and then a stone stair directly behind that. That will do it for our front stair line, and we're going to now move back to the rear. For the rear here, we're going to start off by placing down a gray concrete block on top of the iron trapdoor, and then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 gray concrete blocks moving toward the the front of the aircraft, like so. And then on the end here, we're just going to place down a stone upside down stair. So that right there will do it for your rear stair line. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving to the sides. So to begin with, we're going to go ahead and go up to the front here. We're going to place down 2 stone stairs to the side, like so. Then going back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 gray concrete. We then want to place down a row of, starting on the third the third gray concrete block. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light gray stained glass panes, and then 1, 2, 3 andesite walls. We're going to then use this time to go ahead and grab some item frames, as well as some ladders. On the second glass pane, we're going to place down an item frame with a ladder. Then on the third, fourth, and the fifth glass pane here, we're going to have those item frames with ladders. And we're going to go ahead and also go to the first 2 andesite walls here and place down the item frames and the ladders, like so, along the side there. After that, we're going to then take our gray concrete. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And we're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 andesite walls back. Then a light gray stained glass pane, followed by a red stained glass pane, and then 1, 2, and 3 light gray stained glass panes going back. On the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 gray concrete blocks against those walls and panes, and then a red concrete block right there, and then 3 more gray concrete blocks back. At this point here, we're going to then continue this back with a total of 1, 2, 3. So you have a total of 7 there, 6. And then we're going to take our andesite walls, go back 1, 2, and there are light gray stained glass panes, a row of 3. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 light gray concrete blocks on the inside there. And then 1 and 2 andesite walls, then 1, 2, 3, 4 light gray stained glass panes going back like that. After that's done, coming off this first wall here, or this last wall here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 stone top slabs, 5 stone top slabs to the side, and then a row of 1, 2, and 3 directly back from that, like so. With that all complete, we can also go ahead and, for us Java players, go to these pistons here, and we can now go ahead and right-click them to get rid of that wood portion, like so, on the bottom there. And then we're going to go to our wings. So for our wings here, we want to go and grab some stone slabs, polished blackstone, and daylight detectors. We're going to start off by placing a nice stone slab here, then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 polished blackstone slabs. Then we're going to place down 3 stone slabs, 1, 2, 3. And then after that, we want to go and take our daylight detectors, and we're going to place down a row of 5 daylight detectors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to go and turn these to night mode like so. And then on the very front leading edge, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 daylight detectors, and again, we'll turn these all to night mode like so there for our wings. After we have that all done, we're going to go and grab our barrier blocks here. And for our barrier blocks, we want to go ahead and do something a tiny bit different here. Now we're going to go and start off by going ahead and placing down stone buttons on top of these blocks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like that. Then, however, at this point, we're going to go ahead and go up and forward. So we're going to go up and forward with a barrier block like that. And we're going to place down a stone button on the side of this barrier block, like that. We then want to go ahead and run a row diagonal of, in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 barrier blocks. So right now we have 1. We're going to go and then go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, like that going forward. We're going to go and then take our stone buttons, and we're going to go ahead and go to the first 4 blocks. We're going to place down stone button on the side, so we have 1 already, 2, 3, 4. And then on this 4th block right here, this 4th barrier block, we're going to go ahead and place down a button on the both sides like that, facing forward. And with that all done, that's right there is what your cabling should look like if your button's going upward. Again, I'll pull out the barrier blocks to kind of show this a little bit better. So this is what we kind of have so far. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude that cabling. And with that, I believe that is everything we have in this layer. Just double checking to make sure we're not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So with that, that is going to conclude layer number 10 of the build. And with that, we'll be moving on to layer number 11. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 11. For layer 11, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a birchwood fence post on top of this iron bar right here in the front. We're going to then go back from this middle stone stair. We're going to place down a stone slab that goes up at an angle from that. And then from behind that, we're going to place down a long row of light gray concrete that in total is going to be 31 blocks long. After those 31 blocks, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these pistons back. If you're doing this on a different version, I would recommend going ahead and placing down 3 more gray concrete blocks and then 4 stone slabs instead, as an alternative for those of you on a different version. But yeah, again, we'll place down those pistons there for us on Java. After that, though, we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 stone slabs back, and then a row of 4 of our light gray concrete. We're going to go ahead and then take this time to also grab light gray carpet. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 light gray carpet, and 1, 2, 3, 4 right there on our horizontal stabilizers. Going back up to the front, we're going to start working our way out to the sides. For our first row here, we're going to place down a stone stair like this to the side, a skeleton skull coming off of it, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 stone blocks back. We're going to go and then place down a row of pistons. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pistons. If you're on a different version, I'd probably place down 2 stone stairs and then 2 stone slabs instead. But again, we're going to use the pistons here and on Java. After that, though, we're going to go and then place down 1, 2, 3, 4 stone slabs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 daylight detectors, which we will turn to the night mode like that, so our pistons do not activate. After we have that done, going back up to the front, we're going to go ahead and work our way out to the side here. We're going to place down a iron trapdoor on this concrete block and also on top of that stair. Behind this, we're going to place down a black concrete block, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a side wall, or 6 of our concrete, then 2 black concrete, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sorry, actually, my bad, it's going to be 10 gray concrete back. And we're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4 stone stairs. And then after those 4 stone stairs, 4 stone slabs. And then 3 daylight detectors, 1, 2, 3. And these will be turned to night mode. And then 1 and 2 skeleton skulls, like that on the side there. After we have that done, these pistons here can be touched with our debug stick by going ahead and right-clicking them. And also this center line here can be done as well if the other side is replicated over. So it'll look like that there on the back with our pistons adjusted. Continuing on, we're going to go then place down a row of light gray stainless panes. So 1 on the side of this block and 1 going forward. And then a skeleton skull here on the very front like so. We then also want to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and side walls back, as well as 2 polished black stone stairs facing each other like that. And then 1, 2, 3 andesite walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 light gray stained glass panes going back like so. At this point also, if you're on Java, we can go and take our debug stick and we can actually change the direction of our glass pane to actually extend and connect up to that skeleton skull. It's a nice little technique there to do if you have the debug stick, just to kind of make that area look a little more closed and a little bit all together. Again, something that isn't completely necessary, but is just a nice touch for that extra little bit of detail and accuracy on the build. At this point, though, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves barrier blocks, and we're going to continue this cabling like this on the aircraft. First thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to go to these stone blocks. So these last 4 here from the previous layer, we're going to place down stone buns on top of them like so. We're going to go ahead and then go up from this last barrier block, go up and diagonal from it, and we're going to place down basically a row of 4. Diagonal. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to connect up right on top of this fence post, and then we have 3 more going this way, which will connect up to here. We're going to take our stone buttons, and we're just going to place them down the sides here of these blocks, like so. And that will basically conclude our cables. That will connect up to that little pole there that sticks off the top there of the cockpit. Also, one thing I forgot to do was there should be an iron trapdoor to both sides of this one right here. It should have been done in the previous layer, but I did forget to do that. So just make sure that gets brought over to both sides. However, though, with that all done, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer 11. As you can see, the shape's really starting to come together, and we pretty much have the majority of the fuselage really complete. Anyways, though, that is it for layer 11. Let's go ahead and move on to layer number 12. Moving to our next layer, we have layer number 12. For layer 12, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a iron trapdoor on this second light gray concrete block in the center here. Then a daylight detector turned to night mode, a stone slab, and again, we'll place down 2 pistons here. If you're on a different version, I would recommend just placing down 2 stone slabs instead. So you have a row of 3 stone slabs or a stone slab in your 2 pistons, like so. After that's done, we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of our light gray concrete back. We're going to then place down a row of 2 of polished black stone upside down stairs. Underneath these polished black stone stairs, we're going to go ahead and, or actually just 1 polished black stone stairs since we're doing the center line, we're going to place down a black concrete block, but we're also going to extend this out to the sides here, like so. After that polished black stone stair, we're going to place down a daylight detector, turn it to night mode, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 stone slabs back, and then 3 iron trap doors. On the very back here for the tail, we're going to place down a light gray stained glass paint on top of this block here. Then a row 3 of gray concrete black, and then another light gray stained glass paint on the end there. After that's done, going back up to the front and out to the sides, we're going to place down a daylight detector to the side of this iron trapdoor, turn it to night mode, then 1, 2, 3 stone slabs back, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 gray concrete back, and then a polished black stone upside down stair, followed by 1, 2, and 3 daylight detectors, which will be turned to night mode as well. Then after that, we're going to place down 3 iron trapdoors going back. Once that's done, going ahead and going back up to the front here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on top of this one here from the previous layer, a daylight detector, turn to night mode, and then 2 stone slabs back. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3 pistons, or just 3 stone slabs depending on what version you're on. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 light gray concrete, and then 1, 2, 3 andesite walls, followed by 1 and 2 light gray stained glass panes going back. Our next row here is going to be a wither skeleton skull coming off this slab here, and then 2 end rods back, a wither skeleton skull again, and then 2 end rods back, and another wither skeleton skull on the end there. We also want to go and go to the top of these stairs here. We're going to place down a polished black stone slab, and then a daylight detector, again, turned to night mode like that on the sides there. At this point also, we'll go ahead and take our debug stick, and we can go and right click our pistons here to go ahead and drop them down like so, and to correct them with that debug stick. Anyways, with that all done, that right there is going to conclude almost what we have here. There is going to be one thing we also want to add from the previous layer that I did forget to do. So we are going to go ahead and throw these on real quick. We're going to go to the second and third andesite walls here from last before that polished blackstone stair. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 item frames, which I just accidentally pressed the wrong key and threw out of my inventory. So we're going to place down our 2 item frames, black concrete in those item frames, and then birchwood signs on the side of those walls. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer 11. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on to layer number 12. Moving on to our next layer, we're actually moving into layer 13. So for layer 13, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go to our second light gray concrete block. We're going to place down a black concrete block on top of it, and a skeleton skull coming off the side of that block facing forward. We're going to go ahead and then go back from that block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 light gray concrete. Then a piston, and then a daylight detector like so. This piston here can be replaced with a stone stair instead as a alternative. Going ahead and go back up to the front here, we're going to place down a stone stair coming off the black concrete and skeleton skull. Then with a skeleton skull coming off the side there of that stair. We're going to go ahead and go back from the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4 light gray concrete, 2 stone stairs, a stone slab, then a daylight detector turned to night mode, and then an iron trapdoor like that on the end there. We can also take this time now to go ahead and right click our piston there to go ahead and reset it to, or set it to that debugged state. And that right there is it for that section there. And we'll go ahead and move back to the tail here, which is going to be a light gray concrete block on top of this block here. Then 1 and 2 blocks back, so you have a total of 3, and then a light gray stained glass pane there on the very end. With that all done, that right there is going to include everything there for layer number 13. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into layer number 14. Moving into layer 14, pretty simple layer. We're going to be going ahead and going to the top up here. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor on top of the skeleton skull. Then 1 and 2 more iron trapdoors back for a total of 3. 2 daylight detectors turned to night mode. And then underneath this section right here, we're actually going to go ahead and grab ourselves a block of netherite. So we'll have to find that. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and place down a block of netherite here on the ground level, and then an anvil on top of it. Going back from that anvil, we're going to place down another daylight detector turned to night mode, a iron trapdoor, and then also to the sides of these 2 daylight detectors here, we're going to place down some skeleton skulls like so. At this point, going back to the tail, we're going to go ahead and just place down a light gray stained glass paint on top of this block here, and then 1, 2, and 3 stone blocks back from that. That right there is going to do it for layer number 14, and at this point in time, we're going to be going ahead and now move it into our last final layers for the aircraft. Alright guys, so moving into our final layers, we have layers 15 through 18. For these layers, we're going to start off by going ahead and going to the top up here. We're going to go to the anvil. We're going to place down a polished andesite block and then a polished andesite slab up on top there. We then want to place down an upside down polished andesite stair like this to both sides. So just like this, and I say both sides, but it should be all 4 sides here. So just like this all the way around, like so. Now after we have that done, we're going to then place down a stone brick top slab, going back from these stairs like so. And we're going to go then very simply place down a skeleton skull in the corners here of the first one, and actually the stair facing toward the back, we're actually going to place down a stone brick top side that goes out to the sides here at an angle, so like that. And we're going to go ahead and then place down again skeleton skulls here on both sides of that stair like that in the middle there. We then also want to go ahead and place down a end rod on the bottom of these two stairs here to the sides. And also on top here, we're going to place down some daylight or redstone repeaters that will come off the polished andesite stairs like this, all the way around like so. And that'll be kind of our top rotor of the, or basically the top of our rotor assembly, which we'll be going ahead and working on in the next layer. One thing you'll run into though is that due to the daylight detectors being set to the night mode, you will get this error where the trapdoors will open. By going ahead and using our give command for us on Java, we can actually go ahead and manually close these using the debug stick. So I'll use our same command we did before, grab our debug stick, and by going up to these trapdoors and left clicking them until we get selected open true, we'll right click this to set them to false. And that will basically right there will close those trapdoors. If you're on a different version, you can use birchwood trapdoors instead to manually close them. And that right there is pretty much your only alternative for that. Anyways, with that all done right there, we're going to go now move back to our tail section. Okay, so going ahead and continuing on. From this point here, we want to go and then build up from this 1, 2, 3 light gray concrete. And we're going to place down a light gray stainless pane there on the back. We're going to then go up from this, place down a row of, one glass pane, and then a row of 2 of light gray concrete, and then another glass pane like that. And then we're going to just go ahead and just do a row of 3 across the top there, like so. Then on top of daylight detector, turn that to night mode and a stone slab directly behind it, and that'll basically make our vertical stabilizer. At this point, we're going to go and then place down a andesite wall, come off the side of this block here, then a dark oak wood fence gate, and then a cobweb like so, with an item frame and a light gray concrete block in the item frame, followed by a birchwood sign on the side there if you're on Java. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and also grab ourselves some polished black stone stairs. And we're going to go ahead and go off the this cobweb from each corner, going up like this, basically a staircase of 4 upside down stairs for the ones going up toward the top, and it's just going to go off to the sides here like so. And on the bottom here, we're going to go ahead and go down and out to the sides, down 4, or actually like that, and same thing over here. Until you have 4. And that right there will basically do it for our tail rotor on the aircraft. And after we have that all done there, that is going to basically wrap up our tail rotor and layers basically 14 through 18. At this point in time, though, we are going to be, layers 15 through 18. At this point in time, we're going to go ahead and now move on to the main rotors, which are going to be pretty complex. So just be ready. We're going to go ahead and move on to those main rotors, and we'll pretty much be wrapping up the build. So with that, let's go ahead and move into the rotors. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and move into our rotors. One thing I want to mention is that if you want to make the landed version of this aircraft, you can make the rotors kind of slope downwards. This is something I'm not going to cover specifically in this tutorial, as it is obviously going to take a lot of time, and these rotors here just alone are going to take a while. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to be going ahead and doing the in-flight rotors just kind of straight out, and I'll leave that up to you guys to slope them down if you need to, and you can refer to some of my other tutorials I've done with landed in-flight helicopters. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. So our first blade is going to be sticking exactly forward. We're going to go ahead and go to this stone brick top set. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, and 33 polished blackstone slabs going forward. So those are all top slabs, and again, 33 going forward. We're going to go then go to our third slab, and we're going to go ahead and go on the left side of this. We're going to go to our third slab, place down a wither skeleton skull, and then we're going to place down a row of 30 going forward. So basically it's going to take us all the way to the end here until we are flush with the previous row. And that right there will do it for our first blade. So that's the easy one. Now it's going to get a little bit more tricky. Go ahead and go into our blade to our left side. Again, this is the blade to our left side. We're going to place down a row of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these polished blackstone slabs. We want to go ahead and then go to the third one. We're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off of it, and then a wither skeleton skull coming off the second one. Then on the other side here, we're going to go and go to the last 5 slabs, and we're going to place down 5 slabs coming off those, going toward the front there. We're going to go and then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more of these basically 2x5 sections. So we're going to kind of come off this one at an angle. We're going to do 2 rows of 5. And right there is going to be 1. We're going to go and do the same thing again. And that'll be 2. 3. 4. And our last one, 5. So if we count this right now, we should have basically 3 blocks right there. Then we have basically 5 rows of 2, or basically 2 rows of 5, however you want to look at it. And then it should be diagonal, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more sections like that going to the side there. So just make sure you're paying close attention to that, and that'll do our blade like that to the left side. Our blade over here to the right side is going to be a row of 3. 1, 2, 3 polished blackstone slabs. We're going to then go forward from this slab here, 1, and then this is going to go 5 out to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take some wither skeleton skulls. We're going to place down 2 wither skeleton skulls coming off these 2 slabs like that going forward. And then at this point, we're going to go ahead and then go to the last 4 of these slabs. And we're going to place down our 4 polished blackstone slabs like that. We then want to go ahead and do 5 rows of 2 again. We're going to go and do 5 of those sections. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that right there is going to be 1 section, and we're going to go and do 4 more of those. So 1, 2, and 3. And with that all done, actually 1 more row. So my bad, 3, it's supposed to be 4 more. So we'll just do 1 more row. And boom, just like that, we are done with the blades out to the sides there. And as you can see, there's a bit of a slight difference between them, so just make sure you are tracking that difference. And yeah, that's what it should look like from up above so far with those 3 blades put in place. We're going to go and now move on to the more complicated ones, the ones that are going to be going angled toward the back. Alright guys, so for our next blade here, we're going to be going ahead and doing the blade that comes to the left and angled back. So for this blade here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab here. We're going to then go to the side of it, angled with a polished blackstone slab like that. Another angled slab like so. This one here is going to go back 2. We're going to then go back another 2. Then a row of 3. And then this right here is going to be a row of 3 again. So like so. We're going to go then place down a row of 3 here. That's going to be starting on this last slab here. So 3 like that. Then another row of 3. Like so. Then we're going to place down 1 here. And then 3 or 2 more back. Slab coming off the side here. This one. And actually we're going to place down 1 more forward. And this right here is going to be a row of 4 technically. So a row of 4 there. Then we're going to go ahead and place down 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then after that, we're going to go and then drop back to another row of 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then after that, 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go and then do our 1, 2, 3 here again. And then at this point, we're starting to get to the rear section here. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, like that. And looking at it from above here, this right here is basically what your blade should look like. We're actually going to make one quick adjustment. We're going to delete that one slab there. So it should be rows of 3 like that continuously across. But that right there is going to basically do it for that blade going back to the left side. As you can see, it's definitely a little bit tricky. Actually, we'll keep that slab right there. I think it actually fits right there. But yeah, you can see here it's definitely a little bit tricky to do. The shaping of it. Best thing really to do is to kind of pause the video with this area overview and kind of build off of that. But anyways, that right there is it for that left blade. We'll go ahead and move on to the right blade. Moved into our right blade. I wish I could say this blade was a little bit easier, but it's pretty much the same difficulty. For this blade though, we're going to go ahead and start to place down a slab here. We're going to go then go over from it, 1, and then we want to go and then go at an angle again, and we're going to place down 2. We're going to then place down another set of 2, like this, and then a row of 3, like so, followed by a second row of 3 that is going to come off of this. So 1, 2, 3, back. Then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3. And then at this row, it's going to be a row of 4. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And then again 1, 2, 3. This will be 1, 2, 3. And then at this point we want to go ahead and let me just double check here, and it will be a row of 1 back, or another 1, 2, 3 like that, and then we're going to place down 1, 2 like that, coming off the last block like that, and that'll bring us even with our other side. Just double check here, and that is good to go. So that basically right there is what it will look like going down the right side, and you can take some moment here to pause it. So you go ahead and replicate that if you need to. So a few different angles for you guys to make that. Again, these dino blades are definitely pretty challenging. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude everything we have there for the in-flight / landed version for the Mi-6 hook. Hope you guys do enjoy this tutorial. If you guys do end up putting this to use, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This being linked from the side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does bring social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, the big special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2by4, and I'll see you guys next time.